Good morning.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and welcome.
Thank you.
So agricultural research is very important in the state of Oregon. We have such varied types of agricultural activity. Just to give you an example, in Corvallis, the work is done on sudden oak death, which has a huge threat to our nursery stock industry, but also a huge threat potentially to our timber. In Pendleton, the research being done on drought-resistant dryland wheat varieties is essential. In Burns, the research on how to reseed grasses that are beneficial to cattle after a fire rather than having cheatgrass take over is essential.
Sure.
So we were shocked when all these scientists were fired. We lobbied like hell to get them back. We got them back. Thank you very much. But I'm very concerned about the proposed cut of $160 million to research in the proposed budget. Can you ensure or can you assure the farmers and all these and ranchers and all these different places in Oregon that the research will go on in a vibrant and significant way? Not only for these reasons, that's just a short list. I mean, we have invasive flies affecting the berries.
Right.
You know, we have so many, we have warmer conditions in the ocean affecting our shellfish. Can you assure us that we're not going to end up without this essential research being done?
Yes, sir, and I really appreciate this question, Senator. So the ARS portion of USDA has a $2.1 billion budget. The president's budget suggests, as you mentioned, the $160 million decrease. That takes us down to 1.9. That's about a 7% decrease. So it's not, you know, as big as maybe it's being made out to be in the press. And that specifically is focused on closing outdated facilities around the country that have nothing to do with the different issues that are being researched that are outlined. So yes, we can commit to ensure that the robust body of research that is so important to our agriculture producers continues. And I look forward to working with you. And if you hear anything differently, please call me directly.
Are there any outdated facilities that you think are outdated in Oregon?
I don't believe so, but we'll follow up on that. Okay.
Thank you, because I don't know if I visited, I think all of them, and they're incredibly important.
We'll follow up on that today, sir.
Okay. I want to turn to the question about the funding to decrease essentially the challenge of food insecurity. And we have 1 in 6 kids in Oregon who are facing that insecurity, which basically means they're going hungry. And so the suspension of the Commodity Credit Corporation payments to food assistance programs, including TFAP, have really been shocking. I don't think President Trump campaigned on, I'm going to help increase the number of hungry kids. So what's going on there with that?
Well, and let me pull up the Oregon numbers just so you are aware. So again, USDA spends about $400 million a day on nutrition programs. That's a stunning number. The specific program you're talking about, sir, to answer your question, was a COVID-era program that at the time probably made a tremendous amount of sense, but never was meant to continue indefinitely. And specifically to Oregon, of the $2 million under the LFS program and the $7 million under the LFPA, Oregon has $330,000 left in the first and $5 million left in the second. Almost every state was asking for contract extensions because they couldn't spend the money quickly enough. So I think it just goes to the balance we have to strike every single day on ensuring that every taxpayer dollar is spent to the best and highest use. And it was the decision of our president and this administration that perhaps that COVID-era program had fulfilled its purpose, but we can still continue to make sure that we're supporting our farmers and getting nutritious foods into the schools and into the food banks, but through different and other programs.
You know, I guess I'd like to have you look at this from the perspective, is there a current need that needs to be addressed, whether or not it was originated under COVID or not? I have visited those food banks. I have seen the high increase in demand, which it's kind of scary to see how that need has grown. I have the estimate from the Oregon Food Bank that the changes that are currently happening under credit corporation, the suspension, will reduce their ability to provide about 3 million meals, 2.88 they said, 3 million meals. it seems like a pretty significant impact to an ongoing problem, regardless of whether the program was created under COVID. So could you just take a look at that in more detail? I'll look at the numbers you provided. I didn't catch if one of those was a TFAP number.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because I know that has been the top priority of the Oregon Food Bank, is being able to move produce around the state, which has been very helpful to our farmers in one place that have a surplus, or grocery stores that have a surplus. They're donating it, but it has to be moved where it's needed. It has to be moved in a timely fashion so it doesn't rot on the vegetables and so forth. So I see that 5 minutes has vanished in my stack of another 10 questions.
Well, I am always available, so I welcome a phone call. Just, call me anytime, and we'll be so happy to walk through any of this with you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Senator. Nice to meet you.
Secretary, we know